What's up, everybody? Boy, you got Greg from Punchingbagskunk YouTube Channel. I'm not gonna. This video is just. I'm just gonna read. Okay. All right. I despise new school boxing fans. This is a letter I wrote, by the way. I bet you can ask 90% of boxers today if they ever had to shake any cobwebs during a fight, and they will answer you no. Boxers are so busy being paranoid about becoming punch drunk, they rob the boxing public of real fights. Today's boxing fans do not have any understanding of what it takes to be a real fighter. They constantly applaud boxing. Slap boxing. That's what they applaud. They don't understand what makes boxing great. It's the danger element in boxing that makes boxing great. They don't understand that. They can't understand it. Danger is what kept nerds out of boxing. Everybody couldn't do boxing back in the day because now everyone does. Everybody does boxing. 80-pound weaklings, women, everybody does boxing. You know what I mean? But back in the day, everyone couldn't do boxing because boxing was dangerous. It's not dangerous anymore. Danger is what kept the nerds out of boxing because the reason why, because nerds are not willing to take chances. They're not willing to put their life on the line. I'm gonna stop short of calling people cowards, but they definitely don't have what it takes to enter the ring and put their life on the line and be a fighter. You know what I mean? So it's the danger element. There's no danger left in boxing. They stop fights now. You smack a guy. Hey, fight's over. Danger kept nerds out of boxing because the nerd will never face danger. Okay. But today, nobody pushes themselves to greatness because it's not required by fans of today. So I feel the fighters today don't push themselves because why should they? Fans don't expect it, because they're so busy trying to live through. I can be a boxer too. I can do just what they can do. So they yeah. So basically, the boxers of today. It's not required of them to push themselves, to face that danger. They don't have to. All new school fans talk about, and they love to say this, boxing is about hit and don't get hit, which just completely annoys me because boxing is not about hit and don't get hit. I keep trying to explain this to these idiots, but they for some reason, they just don't understand. But now I know, now I do understand. They can't get it because they can't comprehend it because they're not fighters, so they're not going to understand it. It's like somebody reading the Bible that don't believe in God. The Bible is going to be gibberish to them. It's not going to make any sense to them. They're going to say stuff like, oh, Jonah was inside of a whale. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. So it's not going to make any sense to them because they can't even comprehend. So when I talk to jackass idiots that are 20 years old, you know what I mean? I got lint on my balls older than them, and they try to tell me about boxing. It annoys me because they don't understand, but they think they do because they got Google and they can Google something, and they think that Google knowledge gives them the right to argue with experience and wisdom. Anyway, let me go back to my letter. Danger kept nerds out of boxing because the nerd never faced danger. But today, nobody pushes themselves to greatness because it's not required by fans today. All new school fans talk about is hit and don't get hit. They don't understand. Here's what they get, kinda. They get the float part, the float like a butterfly part. But they don't understand the sting like a bee part. They don't get that part because that's the dangerous part. And of course, remember, they run from danger. The problem is not the fighters of today. It's the fans. Because I used to blame the fighters, but I don't blame them anymore. The fighters are just doing they're not expected to do anything. So, I mean, if pressure was put on boxers today to fight the best out there, to give the fans the real fights instead of these slap boxing contests that they give now. Boxers will once again return to being fighters, but they're basically saying, why do I have to? Might as well just steal the money. Why do I have to put my life on the line? Why do I have to face the danger? Why? I could just. But fans don't expect it. They don't They don't demand it. So I'm just gonna steal money. I tell you guys, where was I at? Slapbox. I tell you guys all the time that it's too much boxing and not enough fighting. And when I say that, the nerd army immediately starts the retire with your facilities. Look at Ali. Look at all the old school fighters. They died broke. They start with all that bull crap. Fighters of yesterday never focused on getting hurt, jackasses, in the ring. They never focused on getting hurt in the ring. I don't even think boxers today actually focus on getting hurt in the ring either. Again, I think it's just the fans. There's weak fans. These soft-ass boxing fans who would never put their life on the line to give the audience a great fight. They lowered the bar of expectations so much that fighters said, hey, fuck it, man, I might as well get the easy money. The problem is not with the fighters, it's with these squeamish new school fans. When did boxing greatness stop becoming measured by how many dollars a boxer retires with? And when I say, and I say this a lot, boxing is not about money. The nerd army immediately they come with the bullcrap. First thing they come with that bullcrap about family. Go look after my family. Half of them, they don't give a damn about their family anyway. They're out there popping bottles at strip clubs and spending their money on cars and Bugattis and all that anyway. So they don't care about the family. But that's an easy, convenient excuse to use. That they worry about their family. They ain't worried about the damn family. You know, they're worried about hitting the clubs and all that junk. But you know, they say it's about family because that's politically correct, but it ain't about that. But and even so, they act like the fighters of yesterday didn't care about their families. You know, the nerd army comes with the bull clap about family like no fighter of the past cared about the well-being of their family. No, the old fighters just realized that protecting the integrity of the honorable sport of boxing was important also. All champions of the past were superheroes. Fans knew they couldn't do what they do. I get back to what I was saying before. Like, back in the day, fans was fans. When you see that famous commercial with Mean Joe Green, and he's coming out of a tunnel when he's tired after playing the game, and the kid comes up with the Coke. Everyone's seen that commercial, and he's, hey, Mr. Green, you want my Coke? Like the fans knew that they were superheroes. Like Ali was a superhero. Ray Robinson, superheroes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but today, Gervonta Davis is not a superhero. So today you got 80-pound Winklings going to Planet Fitness, and they hit the pad, and they think they're actually on the same level. They hit the pads and they order some gloves from Amazon and they go to Planet Fitness or wherever the hell they go, and they hit the pads and they make videos and they put it on YouTube. And these nerds actually think they can. That's why they get online and argue with guys like me, seasoned professionals who fought 5 top 10 in the world guys. They get online and argue with me because they Google something and they think they know something. And they Google and they go back and forth. But I don't even get mad anymore because I understand they just don't get it because they don't have a fighter's mentality. They don't get the life and death. They don't get none of that. They think it's a damn game is what it is. Our champions of the past were superheroes. Fans knew they couldn't do what they do. Our champions passed through the gauntlet of death to emerge on the other side, battle-tested warriors. I'm battle-tested. Today, nerds who would literally run from a real fight in real life argue back and forth with retired killers of the ring. Like there's world champions that be online and guys, little nerds or guys that never fought and wouldn't fight and have no fight in them, to be honest with you, will come online and just go back and forth with them for hours. And so you have to block them. You know what I mean? I normally don't block people online because I enjoy trolling them too damn much. When they start talking stupid, I start, anyway, Anyway, where was we at? Like they're on the same level. So nerds today would literally who would run from a fight, argue back and forth with retired killers of the ring, like they're on the same level because they Google some boxing statistics. That's what guys like Fanon and Showbiz the Adult, they're really YouTube stars because the nerddom, the nerd army. They just talk about statistics and they can get on a live with you and just tell you what shoe that Henry, some fighter wore in 1950, but they don't know anything about boxing. But they got all the statistics and all that stuff down. That's why I don't even go bat with them, because they think memorizing statistics makes them boxing experts. This is how lost these people are. I'm telling you. So if you're having a debate with one of these nerds, they done crammed like like they know all this boxing knowledge, but have absolutely no wisdom. But they got all this knowledge, and if you say something that is wrong statistically wise, see, I know, and they think they won the debate. This is how lost and ridiculously stupid they are. Let me get back to my letter. All right, today nerds who would literally run from, I read that already, Google some statistics. 18, 19-year-old men of the past voluntarily enlisted in the army to fight in a war, which is World War II, solely to preserve the honor of the U.S. flag. Let that sink in. These 18 and 19-year-olds went over there and fought, and brave men. Everybody has seen the warriors holding up that flag of Mr. Barrow. Everyone's seen the raising of the flag of Iwo Jima, with that picture where the soldiers are raising the flag in the midst of battle. Everybody's seen that. These are brave men. These brave men was the backbone of the fight games fighting fan base. So the guys that followed boxing back then was these 18 and 19-year-old brave men who voluntarily enlisted to go fight in a war. You know what I mean? These are the fan base. Okay? Compare that fan base to the fan base now, and you'll understand the whole reason why I made this video. The difference in the fans. All right. Everybody's seen the warriors holding up the flag. These brave men was the backbone of the fight games fighting fan base. This nucleus of fight fans understood words like bravery, sacrifice, and honor. Today, 18 and 19-year-olds, boxing fans, would never, ever enlist to fight in a war. It won't happen. You can say what you want. There's no way you could convince me that. These kids are soft as cherry peppers now. They would never voluntarily enlist in a war where they might not come back, and because they're selfish anyway. They are selfish and very scary. And that's the problem with boxing today. It's selfish. That's a foregone conclusion. It's obviously that boxing is eating itself, is about money. The opposite of selfish is selfless. I gotta hurry up because my wife's on her way home. Let me hurry up to get this video done. Our fighters, she's gonna be walking through the door in a minute now, and I gotta help her. Our fighters of the past were selfless. Boxers of today are selfish. But it's not about the fight. It's not the fighters' fault. It's the fans. Why do you think you can have nerds like Fanon and Showbiz the Adult? I can't stand these nerd jackasses. And I'm not jealous. I know guys came on my YouTube channel saying, "Oh, you're just mad because they're bigger than you." Don't got nothing to do with that, you stupid idiot. See, just don't get it. Adult become, because they become humongous YouTube boxing channel powerhouses. The fan base has been overtaken by nerds. There are things that can't be explained. I touched on this earlier. Some people can't comprehend certain concepts no matter what, because they don't have the capability or the fortitude. So they don't have the capability to understand fully because they've never been through it. They don't have the wisdom of the experience. And they don't have the fortitude because they just don't get the balls. You know what I mean? They're not going to jump on no grenade. Are you serious? They're not going to jump on no grenade to save the platoon. They're cowards. But these are the fight fans today. It's not the fighters. It's the fight fans. Yeah. And on the surface, it almost, this is like on the surface, it almost makes logical sense to not get your brain smashed up against your skull, especially for no money. But there are guys back in the day that understood that you get something from taking that chance. And it ain't money. It's an in spirit confirmation that I am the best. When Marvin Hagler said, "You ain't taking my belt. I got belt pride." He knew he's the best. Like, that's missing today. You got 3 or 4 champions in the same weight class that don't care about wiping the other 2 out so they can say they're the best. They'll share it. They all share. Let's make money together. Like let's share. Like, they won't even fight each other. They won't demand it, because listen, the fighters demand it. Promoters and everybody else has to fall in line because they're the fighters. All right. So when it comes down to it, it's the fighter's decision. Okay. It's just that they got all these people in their ears that say, "Hey, why do that? You can make money and get this. You take $2 million here. Why fight the tough guy for $3 million or $4 million when you can just pick up these easy $1 million?" So there's these people, and out of that million, they probably robbed them for $250,000 $250,000 anyway. But that's all. My point is, I don't blame the fighters. I blame the fans. But they understood that there's something from taking. It ain't money. It's the spirit of saying I'm the best. Them brave Marines in World War II understood that they was never gonna touch a foot back on U.S. soil. When they left on them ships and they go over there, a lot of them knew they wasn't coming back to U.S. soil. They brave. They were never going to be able to walk down the streets in America again. You know, that street, your street that you love so much, never gonna be able to walk down that again. But they knew by dying, their children will be free to walk down the free streets of America. Let that sink in, you friggin' cowards. You see, honor doesn't mean anything today. Honor doesn't mean much to people these days. And that realization alone explains the state of the nation right now. When you talk about, I don't want to make this too political because it's about boxing, but you dig what I'm saying. Boxing used to be honorable. Now it's just about what I can get for me. You know what I mean? We lost when we stopped caring for the fight game and started only caring for ourselves. And the fight game is on life support because the selfish fans choke the living shit out of it. In closing, you new school fools, I don't give a shit about your logic. I don't give a crap about your reasoning. I don't give a shit about your opinion. I damn sure don't care about your opinion. You just don't get it because you're not a fighter, okay? You're just not a fighter. So you're not going to get a mentality of a fighter because you're not a fighter. So everything you read, everything you study, everything you Google, everything, all this stuff, it doesn't mean nothing. The wisdom comes from the experience. It's like a brain surgeon. If your mother was going to get operated on brain surgery, you're not going to go to some guy that just read Google knowledge on it and said, "Oh, hey, I know how to do it." You're going to go to a guy that actually done it. Or you're going to feel more safe with the guy that actually done it. I should say guy, girl, but anyway, whatever. You're going to feel more comfortable with the guy that actually performed the brain surgery on your family member. And don't try to lie. That's just the truth, okay? Because you progressive punk simps who say, "No, it wasn't really matter to me. Whoever's more qualified," and all that junk. No. You would want the one that done it. The experience brings the wisdom. So it doesn't matter how much Google knowledge you have. Idiots. Where was I at? The old broke. Oh, you don't get it because you're not a fighter. Why do you love to build up to boxing matches more than you do the actual fight? You ever notice that the new school fans like the actual all access build up for like the wrestling match stuff before the fight? They like that more than the actual fight. The fight is normally anticlimactic to the actual build up. It's the build up they really get off on because they don't care about the fight. They like the soap opera. You know why? Because they're not fighters. They like to talk about who potentially would win. They want to do that. They like all the talk. But the actual fight, they don't like it because they're not fighters. Actual match. Because they like the soap opera, not the fights. That old dude, that old broke dude that pulls out that crumpled up newspaper clipping of him to proudly show it to you. You know, that old dude you see in your neighborhood. They're going, "Hey, look at this man in my prime." They shows you this picture of him in his prime. He has something that you fucking nerds will never have, and that's greatness. Okay? I care about your money. You take your money and shove it up your culo. He has greatness. You'll never have that. He has the greatness because nothing about him is about him. It was always about the fans. The same fight fans who went to sacrifice themselves so he could continue to give the fans what they want. In other words, them soldiers that went overseas to fight to give their life so you can walk these free streets right now, you jackasses. Them same soldiers, fight fans, they did that so he can have the opportunity to give the fans good fights. In other words, it's still a free country, you punks. Because of them. It's called honor. All right, where was I? The fight fans went to sacrifice themselves so he could continue giving the fans what they wanted. A fight, because we want fights, not slapboxing contests. You know what, man? In closing, get a clue, boys. Shut your fucking mouth and listen. All right, just shut up. Just shut up and listen. Maybe you might learn something if you just take the cotton. What do they say? Take the cotton out of your ears and stuff it in your mouth. In other words, shut the fuck up and listen. Your boy Ghetto Greg from Punchingbagskunk.